Start somewhere, guys, and I don't know, take it on the fans being aggressive and backing it up with one of the most improbable wins in franchise history is probably a pretty good starting point, Tiki.
Yeah, you're right. All the teams won in New York. Baseball, football, Giants, Jets.
Let's bottle this.
Yeah, exactly.
Bottle it, Tiki. What's up?
Savor it while you can right now. I guess we'll start with the Jets because Robert Saleh had a lot of eyes on his team's performance this weekend because if they had come out flat, we would have said, they don't care about him. They're not listening to what he has to say, but they actually played really well, especially in the first half. The second half started to get away from them, and then ultimately, sometimes you just got to get lucky. Sometimes you got to have a coach on the Brown side that mismanages the clock. Sometimes you got to get a missed extra point, and sometimes you gotta, which never happens, get an onside kick. And the Jets did all of that. They were ready for it, and Joe Flacco rose to the occasion, and they steal, because it's the only way to put it, steal a win from the Cleveland Browns. And as good as it feels, it's exciting. There's still so much more to think about with this Jets team. But today, it's amazing for Robert Saleh because it was a day that we were going to find out what kind of impact his message had in his locker room. And I think it was exactly what you would have wanted if you're a Saleh fan. Mm-hmm. And if you're a hater.
Or Jets fan. More a Jets fan.
I think more Saleh fan because Saleh, think about how he came in. He was this energetic, like running down the sidelines with the 49ers.
Yes.
Like this I don't say bombastic, but just emotionally effervescent coach.
Yeah.
And then for the last year in some change this year, start the season, it's kind of like, where's that guy? Right? And if we don't see that guy, then maybe we got the wrong coach. And maybe his message isn't really resonating. Maybe the guys don't think that he can make them better. And we got a response from the Jets yesterday, and it confirmed everything I think we thought when he was hired. And that was what was most important about that win yesterday. Yeah, the win is great, right? You don't want to start 0-2 because then your season's really over. But to be 1-1, winning a game that you probably should have lost, you got to feel really good.
I do. I feel really good. It's 10:06 on the Fan. It's the Tiki and Tierney Show. Everybody feels good, as Tiki said before. Everybody won. So let's bottle this. Now, first of all, a couple things that I need to unpack here. Number one, to Tiki's point, we were ready to pounce today. Let's not mince words.
No doubt.
If we would have come in here and the Jets came home with a body bag from Cleveland last night, and it was like, basically, if it was the final score before they went nuts with a minute and 55 seconds to go.
31-14. Or 30-17.
17,
If it was 30-17,
yes,
Robert Saleh is getting
Forget
crushed
about
today.
It would have been ugly, but that's not what happened. Number one, so we move on. So I told you guys on Friday a couple of things I needed to see. Number one, how the Jets responded to their coach emotionally. And all three phases contributed. Did you see the team in the locker room after the game? Did you see Flacco and Saleh hugging? Did you see the entire team pumped up? That team responded to their coach. Number one, check. The other thing I was looking for, how would the young offensive coordinator adjust? He did not have a good game against the Ravens. He had a really good game yesterday. A lot of contributions. Garrett Wilson's going to be a superstar. Absolute. He almost makes Elijah Moore look like a B-minus receiver, which I don't even think is the case. So let's get that out of the way. The other thing, and this is less about here and more about big picture, but I got to say this because it was bothering me. I didn't even respond to it. I saw on social media, all day, the Jets got lucky. It was the Cleveland Browns. Let me tell you something right now. All the other times that we've been on the receiving end of a loss like that, and I'm not going to waste anybody's time of running through and rifling through chronologically all of them, but we know them, okay? I didn't once get back then a handwritten letter.
Yeah.
I didn't get a tweet since. I didn't get DMs or Facebook messages or anything else, any other correspondence from the league or the teams that apologized to us for sticking us with a lame, gut-wrenching, defeating loss. So don't apologize. Screw everybody. I don't care what the rest of the country says. I don't care what the rest of the country thinks. Here's one thing I know. this offense is going to work this year. This offense is going to work this season. They got a lot of weapons, and they're just learning how to use them. Now, this isn't me getting on the air saying 11 wins. No, but that's not about that. But when the young golden child comes off the injured scrap heap and he started to get a little frisky, you see him in practice this week, and I don't think he's going to play against the Bengals. You never know, but probably not. But when Zach Wilson does play, there are no excuses, Tiki.
Well,
this offense should continue to work.
Well, this is where it gets a little bit dicey because Joe Flacco is an experienced veteran. He hasn't won a game since 2019 until this one on over the weekend. So we know what he is. We kind of know his limitations. And so as a result, you can force the game plan within those limitations. Now, when Zach Wilson ultimately takes over, because Joe Flacco is not, I don't believe, going to be good enough for us to have the conversation a week or 2 weeks from now. Oh, we got to keep Joe Flacco in the game. We can't. Don't mess up the juju by putting Zach Wilson in there. We're not going to be saying that in a week or even 2 weeks, even if they win the next 2 weeks. We're not saying that about Joe Flacco. So the question will be, once Zach Wilson gets back in the helm, where do you take this offense? Do you try to do other things? This is where it gets dicey. And I was talking to Hoff before the show started today, and I said great win for the Jets, right? Fantastic offensive luck, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic job finding a way to win a game that with 2 minutes left, you absolutely should have lost, right? The stats tell you they're losing 97% of the time.
It was up to 99%.
Exactly.
Up to 99% probability.
Over. Game is over. Yep. Probability is 99% you're losing the game.
Yeah, Nick Chubb and Garrett dapping up like they won a game, getting ready, taking off their tape. Like you're right.
You're right.
So, they thought the game was over.
And so they win a game. They find a way to do it. It feels awesome. But as I look, took the big arching look at the Jets, I said, great win, but do we know what the objective is of 2022 for the New York Jets? And ultimately, as you piece through it, is it you're not going to make the playoffs, you're not winning a Super Bowl, like all these things the intermittent things, it's still about Zach Wilson. Mm-hmm. As crazy as that sounds, after the emotional epic win, it's going to be, what does this team look like when Zach Wilson is back at quarterback? Not Joe Flacco figured it out for a week. Joe Flacco didn't get pressured and knocked around and got his butt kicked. What is this team going to be like with Zach Wilson? That still has to be the sole focus of this Jets season.
I agree with that, by the way. You used the term big picture, the big picture analysis of the New York Jets for the 2022 season. Let me at least give you because I agree with that. Let me give you my short-term big picture expectation. Here comes Cincinnati at home, okay? So
it was beatable.
First of all, if this Jets defensive line doesn't get 4 or 5 sacks and really just stick it. I know Burrow's good, and I know that Chase is good. I know they've got players. If they're not harassing him all day, which they will, by the way. And by the way, I told you the Jets were going to win this game. I told you all week that the Jets' talent level is finally representative of a decent NFL roster. It really is.
No,
That's
right.
not hyperbolic. Everybody that knows football knows that. And I look at the Bengals game, and for the first time in a long time, fans don't have to enter the building with a contrived sense of hope, a contrived sense of energy. Walked in on opening day, right? In the rain, 9/11, heavy hearts, obviously all engaged, the American spirit. Then the game starts. You're hoping, maybe, come on. But it's not rooted in anything that we've seen, nothing tangible. It's different this week when you walk in with first of all, the Jets, I think the Jets are supposed to win. Mm-hmm. And like I did last week, I'm going to call it again. The Jets will win. So when you talk about short-term picture, right, that's the one thing. And then you got the Steelers. Trubisky stinks. Mm-hmm. The Steelers lost to a team that's going nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
So you're right about...
You're going to get Hackett.
You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Pickett.
I got you. I'd pick it. You're right about the big picture. The season won't be complete until we actually see Zach play regularly. I get that. But can they bag another win or two before it turns to October?
Yeah.
You bet your ass they can.
Yeah, they
could.
And
I expect them to.
They could be 3-1.
Listen.
Seriously, they could. They really could. And then Zach comes in, and that's where the pressure starts to happen. And that's when we start really questioning – this defense, which looked good against the Ravens, gave up a couple of big plays, but you know what? Week 1, it is what it is. They couldn't stop anything on the ground against the Browns. Right? Jacoby Brissett wasn't great, but he was effective.
Yep.
He was efficient. He didn't make a ton of mistakes. He moved around with his legs. They gave up 31 points, this Jets defense did. So there's still questions about this team. It just feels good to get a win. And ultimately, that's all that matters.
877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney here on the Fan. What a weekend. I mean, we finally get a good weekend. I mean, just everywhere you look. Flip on the Mets, sweep. Flip on the Yankees, Judge hitting bomb after bomb. Flip on the Giants. We'll get to them more extensively, obviously. Not pretty, bang. 2 games, boom, 2 wins. Flick on the Jets, wacky-ass win. Just really, really fun. So we're doing this inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Okay, you guys are jacked up. Let's get to it. Now, last week started with just a bad call. Like, not a lot of passion, not a lot of purpose. The connection wasn't great. I don't make up many rules on this show except to have good opinions and have fun. We got to have the first call of every week set the tone. So if you're not good, I'm hanging up on you right away. I'm telling you, if you're not ready to go and if you're not ready to rock, I'm clipping you.
I love it.
Phil in River Edge, set the tone, brother. What's happening, Phil? You're on the Fan.
No pressure, by the way.
No.
Fellas, long-time Jet fan.
Let's go.
I can't believe it.
Stand up.
The best win in 10 years, baby.
The best one?
Crazy.
Yes.
In 10 years?
Have you watched Jets football in
I
the last decade?
know, but a decade? Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
We don't get wins like this. We don't get wins. And you're right. The rest of the season's going to play out. But I got to love it today, man. Come on.
All right.
This is incredible.
No, Phil, what I want to see, thanks for the call there, buddy. Joe Beningo is going to join us, as many of you know, and if you don't, now you do, 11:40 every Monday. Now, last week, Joe was, at his maniac best, a lunatic, screaming to the high heavens that he wants Mike White to play.
Yeah.
What is he going to say today?
I don't know.
I mean, I expect a fully happy, satisfied, almost placated Joe Beningo today. That's what I expect.
No, I don't think so, because I think he'll look at the D. Hey, he'll go off a little bit on the defense. He gave up 31 points.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. What did the Ravens do against Miami?
They scored 30.
How many did they give up?
Yeah, 30,
exactly.
40.
It happens, dude.
6? What was the final?
Yeah, whatever.
46,
40-something.
whatever.
It was
Yeah, you're
wild
right.
football day.
You're right.
But wild, you know?
Yeah, but that just tells you, what the hell happened to the Jets last week? The Ravens had given up all that.
The rain. I told you that. And you kind of laughed at me during the week. You said, look at me making excuses.
That is
my
an
partner
excuse.
didn't play football.
Dude, that is
He's
an
not-
excuse.
Suck it up.
It's
Get
raining.
tough.
It's raining.
I hear you. All right, let's get Andrew in Smithtown. Andrew's on the Fan with Tiki and Tierney. What's up, Andrew?
What's up, guys? Listen, this is a little tongue-in-cheek. I love you guys, but you're gushing over these Jets. And again, a great win. But you sound like a couple guys that are worried about Salah's receipts. And now you're like, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Oh, nobody.
wait, hold on.
I have not said that they were the greatest thing since
I
anything.
take that personally, Andrew, first
I
of all.
said they got lucky,
I'm
first of all.
joking. I love you guys. It's a great win, and it was a great weekend for New York sports. I'm thrilled I got through to you guys. I love you, Tiki.
You know who the MVP was of the Jets game, though?
Me, because I called it on Monday last week.
That onside kick
Yes.
was unbelievable. I swore it was going right side. And
Oh, yeah.
He kicked it back
One more
left.
thing.
I was like, what
He
the-
kicked like a slider.
Dude, what the heck
Like a
was that?
curveball.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Go ahead, Andrew.
One more thing. Again, you guys are great. 9/11, you guys had some great comments about all that. And I have a lot of my friends went to Xavier. I'm a Bay Ridge, Brooklyn guy.
Oh, nice,
so,
man.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
Even though you're a Mets troll, I have a soft spot for you. So thank you so much. And, have a great
absolutely.
day.
Andrew, what parish in Bay Ridge? St. Pat's, OLA? Where'd you
St.
go?
Pat.
Nice.
St. Pat.
Love it.
Yeah, St. Patrick's.
I got you, Andrew. Thanks for the call, man. Happy you got
good,
through.
man.
My favorite parish in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, because they had a shamrock painted on their court for CYO games, and it was like walking into the Boston Garden, and they were good.
Yeah.
And we had a good rivalry. Oh, that gym was awesome. 87, and still is, I hope. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the fan. I really do have to laugh, though, how, like, these miserable malcontents around the like they're trying to strip away our joy. And I won't let them. I won't. Now, there will be a time this week, and maybe even a little bit deeper into today's show, where I will pivot from, being a little maybe euphoric, whatever, and we'll start nitpicking. There was a lack of discipline, some dumb penalties. Defense got gashed. Trust me, I know. But if you don't think that every Jet fan has earned the right. I don't mean to gloat and act like a knucklehead clown, like we're going to win the Super Bowl, like you've never won it. Well, we haven't, but you know what I mean. Many of us that weren't born for the Super Bowl, we've won nothing. But you got to enjoy the good. And you know what? On some crazy level, it's more emotional when things are bad and things go awry. It is with the coach and the drafting and the GM. But it's fun to win. And it's hard to win.
That's right.
And they had not won in September since September of 2018. Think about that.
Symbolic.
Let that marinate, Barber.
Call it lucky. Call it whatever it is. It's a win. A win is a win is a win.
And it's the kind of win that we always give it's the kind of win we're always on the other end of.
Yeah.
What just happened? What did I just see? What did I just watch? Well, we watched something a little different this weekend. Finally, and it was awesome. 877-337-6666. So the Giants and Jets have given us 3 wins in 4 games. The Giants head coach had a moment going for the 2, his first game ever here, that we'll never forget. And the Jets had, and this is, again, not hyperbolic, this is based on the percentages, the win probability, and all the wackiness that ensued, among the most improbable, crazy wins in New York Jets history.